But since it's a long time, it's also been a long time since you did the original project. And so at some point in time, word must have started getting out that, hey, there's this possibility that they may be revitalizing. When do you get the official word that you're coming back? You know what I'm saying? That X-Men 97 is now official. It's not just a rumor. This is actually happening. And how do you react to that? Are you in the middle of a project? Do you have to quit? Do you have to be like, oh, okay, let me, or is it also the same thing as you first started? But like, okay, well, cartoon character, it's been 31. I don't even know if people are still into it. Like, what goes through your mind when you learn about it?
Well, I didn't hear any of the rumblings. After we ended, X-Men the animated series in 97, my life moved on and in other directions, and the focus, my obsession, um for 98 and 99 really was all about forming this theater company that was a black
Mm.
theater company.
That was the
It was
obsession.
Pull
really,
up.
really important to me that we take responsibility and we tell our own stories. And there had been a bunch of us who were sort of talking, oh, they never tell our stories. Nobody ever does. You don't see this and you don't see that and you don't see the third. And finally I said, listen, we grown.
Right.
Don't have to wait for
Yes.
anybody to tell our stories. They're our stories.
Mm.
We will tell them ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So we will
Yes.
form a theater company and we will tell our own stories. And so in 2000, I think it was either 99, I think we launched something in 99, and then in 2000, it came into being the Obsidian Theater Company that was dedicated to the exploration, development, and celebration of the Black voice on the world stage. And so this is all in my head, and I'm not, I don't know what they were talking about, what they weren't. And then in 2009, my mom got sick in Barbados, and I went down to be with her. And she fought the good fight for 4 years. And when she died in 2013, I had a job and I was in Barbados, and I'm living now a completely different life. I am totally out of any kind of loop.
Mm.
And I come back in 2020. So apparently there were all of these little rumblings. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Oh yeah, Streets was talking.
So it's 2020 and I can't remember. Maybe it was 21. I get this email from somebody going, just reaching out on behalf of Disney, trying to find Alison Sealy-Smith. And I'm like, daughter, come here, look at this. Look at this stupidness. Somebody actually wants me to believe that freaking Disney is looking for me. Yeah, right. 'Cause at this point, I'm semi-retired now. I've gone down to Barbados in 2009. I haven't been on any kind of Canadian stage, any movies, anything since 2009. It's 2020, for goodness sakes. It's 11 years later, and yeah, right, Disney's looking for me to do sure, right? And then another email came,
Hmm?
and then
This ain't fake.
another email came,
It's
and
official.
you're like, on, and finally there was an email that came and I'm rushing around screaming, going, somebody, Disney, and my daughter, because I live with my daughter out in the country in Ontario now, and she's like, Mom, you want to just calm down a bit? And I'm like, yeah. Somebody just called and is talking to me from Disney, and they're talking about X-Men, and they want me to audition for Storm because they put us through our paces again, which
Again?
Really?
makes oh yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
you.
like, suppose I've been smoking too many cigarettes. That's
Oh.
okay. Smoke when they put me on. I want you
I
to so
summon
come
the
on,
normal
wind,
winds.
blow, winds. No,
Please.
so they do. They have to check and they have to see where we're at, right? They have to see where the voice is that we haven't our living has not totally destroyed where we are. And I mean, I was terrified because I don't audition anymore. Auditioning it's an art in and of itself, and it's a terrifying experience, and you're putting your everything out there, and you often don't get the roles. I mean, I'd spent an entire career getting used to this idea of putting myself out there and nobody wanting me, and putting myself out there and nobody wanting me, and needing the job so badly because I've got to pay the rent or the mortgage and you're not getting it. So to audition all over again was scary. I
Yeah.
didn't know if I could do it. I hadn't done it in so long, and I looked at the lines, and it was all really familiar, and all I could do was just go out there, go out there. It was all on Zoom. Um, and just do what I've always done, which is, trust the lines,
Mm.
trust myself,
Mm.
trust my instincts, and do it. And when I opened my mouth for the audition, I felt her. I felt her inside, and all I could think to myself was, I don't know if you want me or not, but I know I still got it.
Okay. Okay.
If you don't if you don't want what I got, that's your business. But I still got it.
I know that's
And so
right.
I remember I closed that audition because the worst auditions are the ones where you leave and you go, oh no,
Yeah.
oh
Mm-hmm.
no, I should have. But if I just,
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
did I, and you want to run back inside
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever and tell them, please, please let me do that again because
Mm-hmm.
I know how to do it. And I do remember laying down that audition for them and going, well, that's how I know Storm. That's what I got. And
Mm.
it feels to me like I still got it, but so much, if it's one thing that you learn being in this business, is sometimes being good is not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for
And
us. For real.
it's just not. I mean, you can go into, especially the theater is different. The theater really is about talent and sort of being there. But film and television it's so much about what you look like and who you're going to be
Hmm.
acting with, and
Mm-hmm.
you can go in there and put your heart and soul and come out and know that you did a damn good audition
Yeah.
and not get it because you're 2 inches too short
Right.
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it is. Or the lead actress really wants her best friend to come do it, so she's
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever.
Politics.
But I did feel good at the end of that one, and it was a long wait to
Mm.
find out. Other
Dang.
people found out before I did,
Oh.
um, that they
Like
had, but
other
it's
characters
just a
in the show.
process.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a process.
Mm.
And
Okay.
eventually, what was to be came to be.
Ooh.
All right. We're picking it
And
up.
I loved when the first time, and even though you get it and you sort of good go, I did a good audition and now I have the role. I have never been so scared as when I walked back into the studio.
Really?
It's, yes, because now you've got it, and now now you got to do it, right? And
Right.
it's one thing to do the few lines that they want you to do for an audition, but now you got to get your way through an episode, and you're not at home on Zoom doing your thing. Um, you are in a studio. It was beautiful because it was the exact same studio that I had been standing in 28 years before.
Beautiful.
Wow.
And I didn't even recognize it. I'm there in the Uber heading, to this thing, and I'm going, it looks this looks familiar, but no, no. This looks and finally we pull up in front of the building, and I walk inside and I went, oh my goodness, my goodness. I'm coming home. I'm coming
Mm.
home. It's okay. It's okay. I was still scared. I was still scared. Um, and that mixture of huge excitement and gratitude and love for the role and the little bit of terror. It lasts to this day when I go
Mm.
into the studio. It's not
Wow.
something that I take for granted, but I've always known that I mean, I've done this for so long, and I stand off stage in the wings when I'm ready to go onto the stage for theater, and my stomach, the butterflies are just in my stomach and coming out through my mouth. I am so, and I told myself, the day that you don't feel that, the
Mm.
day that those butterflies aren't fluttering like there's no tomorrow, the day when you're not standing off stage going, "Holy, okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this," is
Mm.
the day that you're supposed to stop
Mm.
doing it.
Mm.
Wow.
Because adrenaline is the actor's best friend. And you have to care.
Mhm.
You have to care about what you do. It's not enough to go, I'm good.
Mm.
Lines are good. This is everybody's gonna love it because it's good. You still have to get in there and
Mm.
work.